The perfect setup is unfolding for crypto right now. And there's one obvious move that's about to ignite the whole crypto market. And when this setup triggers, it won't just be a single move. It's going to trigger a domino effect throughout the entire altcoin market. The stage is set, liquidity is building, and once this move or trade takes off, we could be looking at the biggest run of the cycle. So in today's show, I'm going to explain what this obvious move is and why it's the key for kicking off the whole altcoin season bull run, and how you can make sure you take advantage of it before this whole floodgate tsunami starts. So okay, if that sounds good to you, my name is Jessica and let's get started. Okay, so we're taking a quick look at Bitcoin here, and you can see that Bitcoin is at $97,063, more or less. And if we take a look at how the Bitcoin ETF inflows or outflows performed at the end of last week after my last video, and hello, happy Monday, wherever you are, we would see that we ended last week with $171.3 million of new money flowing into the Bitcoin ecosystem. But remember, this is on an institutional level, not necessarily affecting or directly impacting our crypto market and Bitcoin market. This is institutional ETF Bitcoin value. Moving on, in terms of good news that we're experiencing in the crypto and Bitcoin space, you would see that there is officially an Indian company called JetKing that is India's first publicly traded company that has already adopted the Bitcoin standard. And here in this video, you can look it up. Just search for this name, JetKing interview and Bitcoin standard, and you'll be able to see the video and the whole interview below. It's over 42 minutes, so I won't share it with you here, but this is fantastic news and tells us that the whole world and corporate scene already running to the races to accumulate as much Bitcoin as possible, their shareholders' value, as well as basically increase Bitcoin's price overall, right? Because the more Bitcoin everyone owns, the more it goes up in value. So this is extremely bullish. Not only that, but if we look at the macro sense of what this is all starting to mean now for us, you can see here published by Cointelegraph that apparently public companies all together right now, and there's a list here you can zoom in on and see. It's very, very small, so you might not be able to see it. You may have to look up the actual tweet on your own, or I'll retweet it on my account. If you want to follow me, Crypto by Jess. Anyway, now public companies essentially hold about 3% of Bitcoin's total supply. So this is amazing to me. And of course, we shouldn't be surprised, but MicroStrategy, who is basically Michael Saylor or his extension of himself company, they acquired 7,633 additional Bitcoin, which now brings their total holdings, as I zoom in on the screen here, 478,740 Bitcoin. That's tremendous, guys. And this is how we know in the long run Bitcoin's price is going to be tremendous, because it's just been snatched up. Everyone's buying so much of it, seems like every day. Next, as you can see on my screen here, Kentucky now becomes the 16th state to introduce legislation with Bitcoin positioned as a mainstream reserve asset. So now we have 16 states. And this is even like just more amazing because it signals to how much more adoption we'll be seeing here soon across the state level in the US. You would see that now more than half, or 27 out of the 50 states, all have put in proposals to have their own Bitcoin or crypto reserve or their own legislation. So this is huge, guys. And we're only in Q1, like the presidential elections just happened. And we're already seeing such incredible news and change and adoption happen. So this is a really, really good signal. And then this is some good food for thought. And this is now where we segue into what this whole show and video and why I'm coming to you today, what it's all about. And it's summarized quite nicely here by Cyril XBT on X, and he says, you won't always time the bottom, right? You won't always know when to come in cheap on a different crypto investment or token, and you won't always sell at the top. meaning you nor me nor any of us really know when the top is in. But if you play the middle, or you know what to expect basically in the meantime, then you can still make life-altering money. And actually, this is a really good time to place your bet, put in the right investments for the right blue chip tokens that you want to invest into. This is a good time because once we're like on the way up, just dramatically and like starkly on the way up on the chart, or if we're like coming down really fast, those are really dangerous times actually to put in any sort of investment trade, right? Like buying spot or buying it like directly off the market, or even participating in an IDO. That could be a little different, but that's a separate topic. But in general, a good time to place any sort of investment bet is when it's a little bit, the market or the water, so to speak, are a little bit more stable. It's easier, right? Especially if you know the market is going to be going up, then this is actually a very good time for us all if we have more liquidity or more money to invest. And if we don't, we basically just need to not do anything dramatic like that. That is the wisdom of these times, is that you just need to know how to stay steady. But in terms of some really good indications of the fact that the altcoin season frenzy is very much so around the corner, or wanting to kick off, is we now seem to have a new trend pop up. This was published by Jake Gain on X, and apparently the president of Central African Republic just launched a meme coin for his country. And then there's this photo of him shaking hands with CZ, which I find a little misleading. I don't know how I feel about this. Let me know what your thoughts are. But be shaking hands with CZ implies that maybe this is a good investment. I am definitely not endorsing you go buy this CAR token. That's the ticker. You can find it on Dex Screener if you're interested. But I think this would fall into the category of a highly, highly, highly volatile, risky, and dangerous investment to make, unless it's your throwaway money, it's your gambling money. Because to me, it just sounds sketchy. It just does, because it's a meme coin, and I know enough based off of my research to know that most likely the country needs the money. And you can go check out the token economics. I was going to include it, but I felt a little compromised in doing it and sharing too much about this project. So I'm just letting you know, it seems like this is what we're stepping into next in terms of meme trends and narratives. Is we may very likely start to see other countries of the world start to create their own meme coins. Now, it sounds all great. If you go look at the token economics, which I'd encourage you to go look it up. There's big chunks allocated to charity, there's a chunk for liquidity. Apparently a large majority of it is locked for the team. Now, I just find it dangerous because meme coins are great ways to fundraise money if you have a real business plan behind it that will give back to the meme coin or incentivize people to hold the meme coin. So I guess we'll have to see if they roll out, a few more Web3 crypto type projects that link value back to the meme coin. But if they don't, then they're just going to be extracting value from the meme coin because they're going to be pulling money out, right, from the team. Hopefully they do it right, from the team bucket or from the charity bucket. Go check out their token economics to know what I'm talking about, but they would have to do it correctly. And even if they do it, they would have to first drive a lot and consistent demand to the meme coin in the first place. Otherwise, they're just going to be selling their own token on their own community. They're going to be dumping basically on their own community in order to help their own country. So as long as everyone who's buying this token knows this meme coin, you're basically going to fund the Central African Republic country in a way that may not give value back to the meme coin. Like, as long as you're aware that this is a risk and possibility, then go for it. But otherwise, I think it's a dangerous move. And so I feel a little funny. I don't know. I'm just letting you know where the world is moving now. So make all decisions out of your own responsibility, because that's a risky one, but it seems like that's where we're going right now. That's the new trend, guys. But moving on, and to try to keep this show as concise as possible, because we do have a lot to go through, the next few charts I'm going to share with you basically just show us where we're at, like what the technical indicators are telling us in short form. And according to this chart, it's the USDT dominance chart. Apparently, we are like decent and same distance away from bull market mania as we are from like complete washout and fear, right? So the market, long story short, doesn't know what it wants to do next. I'll zoom in on for you to this chart and you can take a screenshot of it. But essentially, like in terms of the USTD dominance chart, we're not here or there. So it just kind of signals to more sideways chopping. Now, some small good news, and this also just is like a zoom in picture of how the market is just trending sideways right now. And this is what I was talking about in my intro, is this is just where we are going to be sideways trending for a bit more, but we do have signs and reasons to believe that Ethereum's price is about to pump. And as it does, it's going to take the rest of the altcoins, the meme coins, everything. It's going to take everything up with it. Ethereum has always historically been the indicator, and it's showing, it's revealing itself to be that again. So anyway, yeah, we had the first positive green candle for Bitcoin after 3 negative or like low candles. So yeah, once again, just signaling the fact that Bitcoin is just trending up and down, up and down. It's sideways trending right now. And another indicator that also just points to the fact that we could be seeing a bounce from here. This may very much so be the bottom that everyone thinks we're in right now, which is actually a positive thing, as I've said in my last video on Friday, because it signals of the fact that we're going to go up from here, is the fact that funding rates across the top 3 exchanges dropped to 0. And typically in past bull run seasons, this always happens before there's a macro bull rally. So this is like good news coming. This is foretelling of good news coming, of Bitcoin rallying, of the altcoin season taking off, the parabolic, money-making phase kicking off. So yeah, and then this chart also points to the fact that bulls, or people that are very bullish, the crypto market's still pumping from here. They have many buy orders in at the 90,000 level, meaning we're most likely not going below that, right? So this is a very, very good signal. And once again, you don't have to know how to read charts very well, but if you just look at these last 2 charts here, it basically just also speaks to the fact that unfortunately right now, even though it's not what everyone wants, trending sideways is the healthiest thing that Bitcoin could be doing right now. And in terms of what's going to take for the market to rally, these are some of the key events that have to happen. So if you can see my screen, you can zoom in. And if not, it's essentially we need Bitcoin to be holding its range lows, right? 2, the others, meaning all the crypto tokens in the market other than Bitcoin, they need to be back above the $300 billion market cap. Solana would need to stay at least 1 day above $200. Ethereum would need to reclaim its $2,850 price point. Bitcoin dominance would need to be below 61%, and the total 3 holding should be 847 billion. So this is a bit granular. If you're new to crypto, then maybe this is a lot to take in. But I'm assuming if you're here, you have a general understanding of crypto as well. That's what I got. That's my take on my community so far. So yeah, let me know if you have questions on that and we can chat in the comment section. Okay, but another indicator, so like switching gears here, another indicator we can look at that tells us we're about to see a rally in the market has to do with the US's debt level. Also, how much liquidity we have coming into the market. So all of these things are factors. So right now, for instance, according to Quinton here on X, as we know, right, the US is in unbelievable debt. And as of this year, we have $9.2 trillion of the US's debt coming to maturation, or basically needing to be either like paid off or refinanced. So this is some of the logic that many are using, in addition to the FOMC's last announcement as well, where in the actual announcement, where Jerome Powell signaled in complicated language that we're going to be going into quantitative easing. Basically, they're going to start printing more US dollar. So that's going to be a total liquidity or new money injection equaling up to $830 billion. So that's going to be more money into the crypto space. We know that historically, based off of the last charts I just showed you, it looks like Bitcoin's about to pump. So start to connect all those dots, right? It looks like Bitcoin is very much so in it, like looking at its bottom, like we're in the bottom phase. And now we can expect quantitative easing, or like more money brought into the system, brought into the market. But we can also expect this takeoff of Bitcoin to not necessarily be this week. I wish I could say it was, but the reason I don't necessarily think that when I say, okay, like the bottom is in and we can be looking at the market pumping here very soon, this This isn't like it's going to happen today or it's going to happen tomorrow type of a statement. I'm looking at where we are in this general phase of time because there are other factors that also could bring fear and doubt into the market. And we know the market does not react well, fear and doubt. So we have some really awesome news and then we have some kind of scary news in the market. So this is why I believe this is still generally a volatile time. It's sideways chopping, as I was showing you earlier, because there's this news that I'm going to go through right now with you. And then there's some more awesome news as well. So in terms of what I'm looking at here by Kobesi letter, in terms of what's happening on a macro, like political, like monetary regulation standpoint, we're looking at today, so your Monday, if you're in the US, Trump making some statement on the tariffs, right? The reciprocal tariffs. So if it's not good news, it's going to scare the market and the market's going to get a little shaky, right? So Bitcoin might drop a little bit, but not so much. We know that 90K is like a floor. Next, we have Jerome Powell speaking on Tuesday. Who knows what he's going to say? On Wednesday, we have inflation data coming in again. Thursday, we have like the PPI inflation data. And then Friday, we have retail sales data. So just know, just keep this in the back of your mind. This is probably going to be a volatile week, which should have zero impact on your Bitcoin holdings, nor your Ethereum holdings really, or your Solana investment holding. Those three are the top three in the space. And this news should also not have a negative impact on any blue chip tokens you're holding, like your Chainlink, your Ondo, your High, your Sui. It shouldn't have an impact on your blue chip tokens, your based AI. If anything, it could be a good time to buy some more if you have the disposable income or if you want to go close out some bad trades. I hate to advise that, and this is not financial advice, but it could be a really good time to add more value into your good investments because the market is still kind of quiet. The minute it's takeoff time, that's going to be a bad time to buy some more because the price is only going to go up, up, up. So this is why I say now, it's actually like this huge blessing in disguise that the market is still quiet right now. And so here you go, right? So like Trump will announce the 25% tariffs on steel today, Monday in the US. So just expect that. And someone jokes here that, because Ethereum's chart, has not been very bullish, hasn't been very positive. They're just joking, is Ethereum made of aluminum? Okay, but now taking a look at Ethereum and how Ethereum's doing, you would see that transaction speeds have sped up 20%. And then apparently Vitalik confirms gas limit raised from 30 million to 36 million, backed by 49.5 validators. So he's saying you can expect faster, cheaper transactions, dropping by 10 to 30%. This is great because Ethereum has been so expensive to use. But keep in mind that prices are also cheaper right now on Ethereum because it's not so busy. And apparently there has been a huge short position range built in by speculators. So all while inflows or new money flowing into the Bitcoin ETFs have increased dramatically. So many are calling for a short squeeze, as you can see here by Crypto Crib, and he reports that essentially the value flowing into Ethereum's ETFs are almost double that of the money and value flowing into the Bitcoin ETFs on an institutional level, which signals how valuable the traditional market or TradFi sees Bitcoin or Ethereum, right? So, and then apparently to Ali charts here, it's all eyes on Bitcoin at the $2,600 price point. This is a key support level. And apparently, if we can sustain it or not go below it, then we could very likely be seeing a bounce back up to $3,000 or a $4,000 Ethereum, which would be fantastic. And this is the trigger I was talking about in my intro. This would be what triggers the beginning of altcoin season, because we can see Ethereum's foundation transferred a significant chunk. You can see the details here. They transferred $132 million worth of Ethereum into the DeFi ecosystem, which basically signals that this money is going to get moved, right, within their decentralized finance ecosystem, which means it's going to be working, right? It's going to become more valuable. So here are all the details on the screen. If you want to take a screenshot of it, there's the wallet address, everything there. And even though we haven't taken off, right, the parabolic phase of this altcoin season hasn't taken off, if we just zoom out, this Q1 season has been extremely bullish compared to past post-halving years. So it is a signal of this year being a very bullish year for altcoins. This chart by Peppa also signals to the fact that apparently we should be looking at alt season kickoff somewhere around February 14th. So mind you, that is towards the end of this week, and this is also a very volatile week. So there's a lot hanging in the air. So we're not quite sure how this week will pan out, but there are several indicators, as I just shared with you, that tell us we may very well be seeing the altcoin bull rally kickoff like here very, very soon, like towards the end of this week. There's just so much in the air right now. So it is still a sideways trending time. So it's a good time to buy more Bitcoin or more of the blue chip tokens that actually have like fundamental value, real tech, real teams, solving a real problem in the world. So let me know if you want me to make a show on any tokens like this. Otherwise, it's a sit on your hands and do nothing and just be patient and just wait and continue to prepare yourself, and don't get tired and don't get distracted, because that would be the biggest enemy to yourself right now, is if you get distracted or get scared and just quit. That would not be good right now. But all right, guys, I'll be back here tomorrow to discuss what happened after Trump gives his announcement on tariffs, and to share some more information on key tokens that I believe in. All right, guys, have a good day, good night, wherever you are, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Ciao.